If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 12 of the Wolfsburg career mode here on FIFA 16. If you go on to enjoy today's episode, then make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe if you haven't already. We've got plenty of training to be done in between the last game of the last episode and the first game of this episode. Unfortunately though, during the international break with Brazil, Naldo tears his hamstring and is going to be out for a few weeks. Fantastic! Thank you very much, Mr. Scolari, for looking after the international players better than anyone else ever has done, ever. I hate it, absolutely hate it, when you lose a player to injury because of international performances. So frustrating. But another training drill here. We had 3 to do before the game we had midweek. I believe the first game was against Juventus in the Champions League. A couple of A's in there actually. Was surprised to see that. It's not very often actually you get A's when simming, but it's nice to get a couple of A's there. We have seen some great growth in this squad so far. Obviously we'll have a squad report on Monday, but with it being Saturday, it's 3 games for today's episode, and we start with a game in the Champions League against Juventus, as we thought it was going to be. 1 point ahead of them, whilst being 1 point behind Real Madrid at the top of the table. So it's extremely close right now in the Champions League. But we start with a strong side: Schürrle, Draxler, Varina and Max Kruse up top. Joshua Guilavogui alongside Luis Gustavo in the holding roles, and obviously they're starting with a very strong side as well, with David Alaba at left back because scripted transfers are a thing, obviously. So that's going to be frustrating. Playing a 4-1-2-1-2, Sami Khedira holding with Roberto Pereira at cam, who's an extremely good player, and I definitely want to bring him in on at least one of my career modes this year. But we start off after 3 minutes going through one-on-one here. Turn inside Chiellini, get into the box, and chopped by Giorgio Chiellini. Almost tripped over his name. And, well, the referee strolls over very casually, and then red card. Brandishes the red one. Chiellini, after 3 or 4 minutes, is shown a straight red card. Unfortunately, though, it was outside the box, not inside the box. And the free kick hit the wall and went out for a corner, which nothing came from. Disappointed, to say the least. However, they are now down to 10 men. So, should we get a penalty, for example, that will definitely give us the perfect start, even more so than we had anyway. Down to 10 men and give away a penalty. Ricardo Rodriguez missed the free kick from the red card situation, but scores the penalty when Max Kruse got chopped by, I think it was Bonucci, I'm not entirely too sure. But we got the penalty, delighted, 1-0 up. Fantastic, that's exactly what we need to put ourselves in a strong position to qualify from the group stage of the Champions League. Only thing is, Mario Mandzukic went up the other end of the pitch 10 minutes later and won Juventus a penalty, questionably. I'm not sure where the foul is here. Mandzukic brings it down and then, as far as I can tell, kicks my defender and falls over, and the referee gives a penalty. Bollocks. Never mind. Yeah, 1-1. Mandzukic dusts himself off after kicking my own defender and kicks the ball this time and gets it into the back of the net. So 1-1 then as we head towards half time. Less than 15 minutes to go. Coming down the right hand side, nice ball through the channel there to Draxler into Luis Gustavo. He is left footed, but he takes this one on his right. But Buffon's positioning is A+++. Gets right behind the ball and keeps us out, stops us from extending our lead, or getting the lead back again, sorry. Pogba though into Mandzukic via Sami Khedira, but a good save by Diego Benaglio stops them from getting in front. Obviously they've got 10 men, but they were actually very solid with that 10 men. I think they just dropped Sami Khedira into centre-back and then, just kind of played a 4-3-2 rather than a 4-4-2. And it worked very well indeed. Max Kruse, though, squeezes that ball through to Andre Schürrle brilliantly, but the shot is well deflected by Stefan Lichtsteiner. You can see his reaction there, how pleased he was with the block. But we're still trying to force our way through. We give the ball away and then win it back again. And coming down the left-hand side with Andre Schürrle. Turns inside, looks for a teammate. There's Julian Draxler. Takes a while to take his first touch, but squeezes it out wide to Ricardo Rodriguez for some reason in that right wing position, up from left back. He's back in position though for this particular highlight. 5 minutes from time. Stefan Lichtsteiner squeezes it into Sami Khedira. That dinked ball over was absolute perfection. You couldn't have timed or waited or lofted that pass any better, and it beat the defender in the air. Mandzukic gets on the end of it, and Juventus win away from home with 10 men. Not exactly what we needed, considering that now puts them 2 points ahead of us in the Champions League, and obviously Real Madrid are a point, or were a point above us regardless, and they beat Bruges, so they're now 4 points above us. So we have a situation on our hands when it comes to the Champions League. But we're back to Bundesliga action for the next game, away from home this time against Augsburg, obviously the club that Chelsea signed Baba from. They've still got Alexander Esvine, and he'll obviously be trying to utilise his pace out on the right-hand side to get into in between the lines in our back line. I'm not going to try and pronounce their left-back's name, so we'll leave that there. But starting a very strong side again, similar side that played against Juventus actually, but Tolisso replaces Guy Lavogi in the back line, and Robin Knocker is still in the back line ahead of the injured, as we saw, Naldo. But I was not pleased with the performance against Juventus. Well, no, to be fair, I was pleased with the performance, just not pleased with the result. Disappointed the fact that we weren't able to keep them out. So I was hoping that Nicholas Searle and Robin Knocker were going to be able to keep Augsburg out in this one, and we'd be able to keep a clean sheet. Alexander Esvine, though, we saw him starting on the right-hand side, but this time cutting inside from the left, but drawing a great save out of the goalkeeper. Diego Benaglio has played almost every single game for me this season, and he's so good. Very, very good keeper. If you're looking for a goalkeeper, it isn't necessarily a youngster and is, kind of mid-20s and definitely worth a purchase, then I'd recommend him to you for your particular career modes. We come close to getting in front, though, with that particular highlight, hitting the post through Max Kruse. We're deep in the second half, though, by the time the next chance comes. Kruse again involved, this time out on the wing. Is going to work it past the defender. Going to try and cut inside and whip it with his left foot, but the defender just stands there and heads it clear from right in between the two sticks. So a 0-0 draw against Augsburg away from home. Not what we needed on the back of that Juventus game, to be completely honest. And what we didn't need on the back of those two games was a game against the side like Borussia Dortmund. At home, admittedly, which is a small positive, but in the snow, which kind of negates that positive and means that regardless of the fact we're top of the table, we're not in good form, we're playing in difficult conditions, it's going to be a hard game. Hakan Çalhanoğlu starts this one. Nabil Fekir and Danny Caligiuri round out the front line. Nabil Fekir out wide on the left rather than playing up top. Maximilian Arnold in for Luis Gustavo at CDM, with Guy Lavogi, returning to the starting lineup. Borussia Dortmund, as you saw from the league table a moment ago, are sat right behind us in second in the league, so we need to get at least a point from this one to maintain our top of the league status. Playing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up top with Royce, Kagawa and Mkhitaryan as the front forward midfield three. Obviously playing a similar formation, or the same formation, to us, so I was hoping the formations weren't going to cancel each other out and we'd have another 0-0 draw like we did against Augsburg. They do get the ball in the back of the net there, actually, but Aubameyang, unfortunately for him, was offside from the initial phase as the cross came in, and then obviously, or when that initial first shot came in, and then when it worked its way back to him, he was obviously still offside from the second phase of play, so the goal was disallowed. But they are going to get a penalty here. I'm so bored of saying the opposition got its a penalty for something that wasn't a penalty. Benaglio comes out, clearly punches the ball clear. Royce just jumps into him the same way that Mario Mandzukic kicked my defender. Not my fault. Penalty saved this time. Justice was done from the penalty spot. Previously, we saw Gareth Bale score or get a penalty and Ronaldo score it for Real Madrid, a penalty that wasn't a penalty. We've seen Mario Mandzukic score a penalty in today's episode that wasn't a penalty, and this time we're actually able to make the save and stop them scoring from the spot when the penalty that was given wasn't a foul. So, pleased with that. Let's build on that. Let's push forward. Let's get ourselves in front at the other end and see if we can actually get ourselves a victory from this now, because they'll be rattled from that missed penalty. Yusuf Guy Lavogi plays a gorgeous through ball to Max Kruse, brushes off Mats Hummels, but unfortunately Berkey, the goalkeeper, is on hand to make a decent save actually. Swiss goalkeepers at either end of the pitch in this one. I don't know too much about Borussia Dortmund's keeper. I know Roman Weidenfeller has had a big downgrade, but we get caught on the ball there, and we saw a perfectly weighted cross for Mario Mandzukic in the Juventus game, and that was brilliantly weighted for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in this one, but luckily this time the goalkeeper was able to make the save and get it out wide for a corner. The ball comes in though from a deep free kick from Dortmund. It's eventually going to work its way from Kagawa into Mkhitaryan, back to Castro into Mkhitaryan again. A very well worked goal. Arguably a deserved lead for Borussia Dortmund and arguably a deserved victory for Borussia Dortmund. So we're in a bit of a sticky patch right now, but hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves out of it in the next episode. As you can see, we've got Club Bruges in the next episode, so we have to hope that Real Madrid beat Juventus and we beat Bruges, and we'll go through in the Champions League through to the knockout stages. If not, we'll probably end up being third and going through into the Europa League knockout stages. We are still in the top two, only roles reversed for Dortmund and ourselves, and now Bayern Munich are up there in third as well on the same amount of points as us. They're on a run of form right now and absolutely flying. Fortunately, we don't play them for a while, so if we can just avoid them and keep picking up results, good results in the Bundesliga, maybe improve on the single point we got today against Augsburg and Borussia Dortmund, then fingers crossed we can stay in contention for that title race. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you have missed over the past few days. There's obviously links in the description to my social media and to my Twitch, where I'll be streaming tonight, so go and follow me over there. But for now, I'll see you later.